Hello everyone, my name is John Turman and I am the author of Practice, the Essential Progress Journal for Musicians. If you somehow ended up in this video without first purchasing your own copy, you can follow the link in the description to get yours today. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use this journal to track your progress and attain your goals. So grab your practice journal and a pen or pencil and let's get started. First things first, let's open up and fill out if found please return to. You're gonna write your name here and your email address or phone number so that if you lose your copy, someone can return it to you. For our start date, we are gonna choose today's date, which is the 16th of March, 2024. And we'll fill out this end date once we are finished with our practice journal. Now you probably already followed that QR code to get here. If you're ever stuck and don't know exactly what to write, go ahead and return to this page to get some inspiration. So on the next page, we have our goal setting and our initial check-in. So we're gonna write the date first, 3/16/24. We're also gonna write the date here as well. On this page, we're gonna go over our long-term, medium-term, and short-term goals. In the long-term goals, we're gonna dream big. Write down, if you're a student musician, you wanna get an orchestral job, write that here. In medium-term goals, what do you wish to accomplish in the next year? And then here, for short-term goals, we're gonna write what we want to accomplish in the next 6 months, or during the time in which you are using this exact practice journal. Try to write as much as possible in each of these sections and be as specific as you can. And then, on this page, our initial check-in, we are going to write out our current strengths and our current growth opportunities. So our strengths would be things that we are proficient at. So for me, I'm gonna write lip trills. And whenever I'm marking in this book, I like to use little bullet points to help me organize things. So in the strengths column, be very specific and make sure that you list them. Everyone is good at something. And then in our growth opportunities section, we're going to write something in our playing that needs improvement. So for instance, for me, it's going to be low stopped notes clarity. Go through each section and write out as many things as possible that you can think of. Moving on to the next section here, goals for this month. This month, I'm performing a concerto with a local orchestra. So I want to perform Strauss I from memory, and I'm also working on other competition rep. So I'm gonna write memorize half competition repertoire. Then we're going to reflect on our current progress in this section here. For our initial check-in, this can just be a general overview of your playing. So for me, let's say 8th season in Seattle Symphony and Seattle Opera, 3rd year as horn professor at UW. You can write resume points or playing achievements that you have had recently in this section. And once we have done all of that and filled this out to our liking, we're gonna go ahead and flip the page to our first practice log. Now, every 7th day, so every first day of your practice week, you're going to see a section titled This Week's Goals. Now, if you're a student, you can track your assignments in this section. You can see on the next page, that is not here anymore. So it's important to make sure to refer back to that every time you open your practice log for the week so that you can keep track of your assignments and your goals for the week. So, of course, we're gonna go back up here and write today's date. And then in this time log section, we are going to write out the duration of our practice sessions using the time. So the current time is 12:06 p.m. I want to practice until 1 p.m. today. So I'm gonna write that and I'm gonna give myself a hard stopping time of 1 p.m. I'll write a semicolon there because I'm gonna have another session later that day. And it's important to track the time spent practicing, and this is also a good way for you to identify how many times a day you're practicing if you are working with a teacher, for instance. Now, directly below this, you'll find a section titled Mood, Emotion, and Energy Tracker. and you'll see these little bubbles here. So these bubbles indicate positive and negative emotions. So today I am feeling really good. I had a great concert last night, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill in this circle. And I'm going to write a little note, an emotion note right here, excited. Under today's goals and intentions, I'm going to write some attainable goals and things that I know I can achieve in my practice sessions. So I'm going to do 3 full runs of Strauss 1, which is the concerto I'm working on right now, and then listen back and critique runs, and then write a little arrow there. And so that's my goal for today. Now this week's goals are to perform Strauss 1 from memory. I want to memorize another piece. I'm gonna memorize España by Bujanovsky. All right, and so in 7 days, I know that I can do that. I'm kind of halfway there, so this is a practical goal for the week, and this is a practical goal for today. Now, in the following 3 sections, we're going to write out any practice items that fall into these categories. So we have fundamentals, which include things like your warm-up. So I'm going to do 5 minutes. You can notate it like that, or you can notate it like this. I'll do 5 minutes, that, with an apostrophe to indicate minutes. So 5 minutes, quality tone studies. So these are what I like to do for long tones, quality tones. And then for another 5 minutes, I'm gonna do horn hippie warm up. Oh my goodness, cross promotion. That's my warm up book. If you're a horn player and you need a good warm up, I'll also link that in the description below. Horn hippie warm up, flow studies. And so I know I'm gonna at least do those. So I have those written down here and the times next to them. And then when I get down to progression, I don't know how much time, I'm actually going to measure how much time when I'm practicing this, but Strauss 1 takes about 14 minutes to get through. So we're just gonna round that up to 45 minutes for now of Strauss practice. And that's not necessarily specific, but we can get even more in the weeds here by saying run-throughs with recording. And then once we have our progression, things that we're working on, then we go down here to enjoyment. This can be part of your normal practice, but the most important component of enjoyment practice is to turn off the critical side of your brain so that you can fully invest in your sound and the joy that music brings you. Now, in this enjoyment section, I'm going to set aside 5 minutes to play along with the Ariana Grande, play along with Ariana Grande new album, just for fun. So these are all items that happen in the first session. Now, I know I'm going to be performing again a little bit later today, so the time spent doing that, I'm going to write up here. And then tomorrow, I'm going to fill this practice log out in the same way. As we work through this book, you'll see another check-in every 4 weeks. This is identical to the initial check-in, but now that we've had experience working through this book, we have definitely moved some of those growth opportunities into our strengths column. And so it's important to check back in with that initial check-in, see where you're at, and fully list out all of your strengths, all of the things that need improvement, your new goals, and reflect on your progress. So these are any notes that you think of or anything that helped you as you moved through your practice over the past 4 weeks. Thank you all so much for watching this video and following along with me today. If you haven't picked up a copy of your practice journal, you can be sure to do so in the description below. And leave me a comment. I want to know what you're practicing today. And additionally, before I go, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who helped me with this and everyone who gave me feedback on the original transcript. So I want to thank Danielle, Jenna, Jeff, Ernie, Ian, Marcus, Nick, and Becca. Thank you all so much for your help. I couldn't have done this without you, and I look forward to hearing about all of your practice endeavors. So with that, happy practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.